it seems like a strange marriage, but the date is set for this fall when 60 Minutes will bring TV talk show host and businesswoman Oprah Winfrey on as a special contributor. The Oprah Alliance was news on CBS.
She will become a special contributor to 60 Minutes.
It made the New York Times and the TV tabloids.
She's back.
BFF and CBS This Morning anchor Gayle King could hardly contain herself.
It's been very hard to keep a secret.
Although Oprah started out as a local reporter more than 40 years ago, she made her name and fame as the queen of the confessional interview.
Would you be where you are had there not been a sex tape?
And she has never been afraid to make herself the center of the story.
December 27, 1964. One moment changed Oprah's life forever.
Miss Diana Ross is here. There wasn't anybody, I'm not going to cry, who was on television who looked like me.
Oprah has scored her share of big interviews, but she's joining a show known for asking tough questions.
You say you're going to repeal and replace.
And going to dangerous places.
We met President Karzai at the presidential palace in Kabul.
Still, says executive producer Jeff Fager, there is only one Oprah Winfrey, with a level of integrity that sets her apart.
Since I started Weight Watchers, I've lost over 40 pounds.
But there could be a test of that integrity if Oprah keeps pitching Weight Watchers, a company she now partly owns.
I would say to anybody who's thinking about joining Weight Watchers, take the leap.
It's a leap CBS has taken. Well, I'm not going to criticize them for this. I mean, like everybody else, 60 Minutes, even though they still do extremely well, which I'm proud of, this is another, feather in their cap. They've reached out in the past. Anderson Cooper, it does contributing stuff. Anderson Cooper kind of walks that line between being a commentator and being a straight reporter. He does both. Oprah Winfrey doesn't pretend to be a journalist. She certainly knows how to do an interview and knows how to bring an audience in, let's just say. But she's an empire, and which is why I think the biggest problem they've got right now is this whole Weight Watchers thing, because not only is she a part of it, she owns part of it. So all these barriers have come down. I mean, sometimes I look around and I say, well, I just embrace it. But this is a big one, because now you've got the commercial aspect really creeping right into 60 Minutes. It's sort of one of the last bastions.
Yeah, I mean, Oprah made her career as an entertainer, and I don't think that there isn't a place for her on 60 Minutes. I'm sure she'll do fine with it. But because she's made her career as an entertainer, there are some fine lines she has to walk. She promoted the careers of people like Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz. There's the Weight Watchers sponsorship that you mentioned. So she's got some conflicts that have to be negotiated that somebody who had spent their career in journalism presumably would not have to negotiate. But I don't see why she can't do a good job of it. She's smart. She's engaging. I think she'll do fine.
I would expect that she'd do very well. I mean, she's an incredibly talented person, has an incredible presence on television. I mean, we can get into an argument about how you're going to define what a journalist is, but I mean, I think doing those sorts of interviews is a journalistic act, and I think she'll do this well. I would expect that 60 Minutes would not have her first segment be about what's the right weight loss method for people. I would expect that not to be the case, but that seems like it's an easy problem to navigate around. I think it'll be good to have her back on network low channel numbers on our cable systems, and I think she'll do great.
Yeah, go ahead. No, full disclosure.
Yeah.
CBS is also my employer at WBZ. I mean, first of all, she won't ever have to mention Weight Watchers. Just looking great the way she looks right now on TV every Sunday night will be an ad for Weight Watchers. So I guess that's the way that goes.
Do you own part of Weight Watchers?
I do not. No, I do not. The thing about Oprah is, first of all, she can do tough interviews. Just ask Lance Armstrong or that author who she eviscerated.
Oh, yeah, the
James
Fry.
Yeah, right.
James Fry. So she can be tough, too. My hope is that, just like our current president, this kind of network exposure will serve as a springboard for her to seek the Democratic nomination in 4 years from now. Who else have the Democrats got who's any better than Oprah?
I like it.
All right. Well, I have to say that the first thing, when I first heard it, my mind went to industry, business stuff, which was that they put her on for all the reasons you've said, but she's going to be opposite Kelly on Megyn Kelly on NBC. So this just lays out Megyn Kelly. Come on now. You know, they're keeping their eye on how can we compete. It's just not Weight Watchers, people. And I love Oprah, don't get me wrong. And I know that she can be tough, and I like some of the interviews that she's done. She does favorite things every month and every year. There is no company, no business by which she does not have some kind of connection, which we as journalists would not be allowed to have. So how do you evaluate some conversations that would be fine for her to have in her space or even in the morning show? But on 60 Minutes, that's a higher bar for me. So I'm just a little worried about it. And this comes from somebody who thinks highly of what she has done. I've, been very satisfied with some of the interviews that she's done. But there's a multiple list of conflicts here going on that anybody else would not get away with.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're calling her a special correspondent.
Oh,
and
that covers it.
She's only, but what I mean is, she's supposed to be on just a few times a year, so they're not going to have to be dealing with this problem all the time.
Yeah, but the same issues exist.
Oh,
I'm not telling you, it's not even once a year. Every month in O Magazine, we are favorite thinging.
Yeah.
And those things are given away for free.
That's true. And then they come back hugely successful.
And let me go back to James Fry. The first time she got fooled by James Fry. That's why the second time.
What was that book,
she
1,000 Pieces?
Not
What was it?
A Million Little Pieces.
A Million Little
She was not
Pieces.
kidding around with him on the second go round. So these are all things, because that's not her orientation. But, she does a good interview. There's no question about that. We'll see.